season?
Obviously not to the standard that I want to be, where I want to be at, but when you look at the bigger picture and what I'm trying to do at the moment is, over the course of 3 years that I've been playing, it was my first shank on the weekend. So bigger picture, it's going to happen one day. Now it's just about the recovery and going out next weekend and finding something different and sparking that interest back into how do I get back to my role and what the standard is. So yeah, just getting back to it.
And when you're 3 games in, I guess one of those really hurts the average.
Yeah, big time. And I'm kind of lucky it's happened early, so now I've got a lot of time to learn from it and grow, which is what Coach D tells us every day is where do we learn, where do we grow, and not getting stuck up in the moment, not getting stuck up on one shank. It's now where do we go from here and how do we recover.
I think a lot of people said, oh wow, he's actually human. I mean, how dumb question, I know, but just how does something like that happen?
It was just a silly mistake on my end. There's a lot going on in the shield and pressure and my own mistake was raising my eyes and looking at the shield and not worrying about my ball drop and ball contact and there it was. I just messed up my ball contact and drop and went off the side of the boot. So just a silly little mistake from me, but we'll get that fixed.
And obviously an eventful game for you too with the other one that you dropped and then you end up kicking it left-footed. Take me through that one.
Yeah, it's another error by me. It was just worrying about the punt too much and getting it off and not worrying about just going back to the basics and catching the snap first. But that's where that Aussie rules background has helped me in that scenario is don't make a bad play worse. So I just decided to pick it up and run for it and found pressure and then put it on the left. So
what was that? I don't know if you've practiced that with the left-footed kicking at all or what, but just how were you deciding there whether to take off and run for it or whether you'd have a better chance of at least getting some yards with the left-footed kick?
I practiced it a little bit, but it's nothing seriously that we run or do anything. I just mess around on the sideline and kick left-footed. And my dad actually always tells me to keep both sides of the body working. So shout out to Dad for keeping me with the ball skills. But it was just I picked it up and took it off, and I actually saw a lot of grass there. So I was hoping to get the first down, but it actually helped with, rolling out to the left and seeing a lot of space.
I don't remember I think it was 40 yards? I forget what the distance was. It could have been a disaster, and you still made a pretty good punt out of it.
Yeah, it could have been very bad for the average and the team, and very bad, field position in the end. But it still went 44 yards, so happy with the result.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Overall special teams, I know there's been some up, some down this year. How are you guys as a whole special teams unit and Coach Collins and everybody just kind of looking at, great, you had the 2 blocks last game, but then you had some other, it just seems like it's kind of been a give and take every game, and you guys haven't put that full special teams game together yet.
Yeah, we're still trying to work and find the right guys for the jobs and trying to figure out the new scheme and everything too. So, Collins coming in he's been awesome for us. He's taught us a lot of new techniques, so it's just trying to learn and grow from that. And every week it's, what Coach D says, it's learn and grow, and how do we, not bury ourselves in what's happened in the past. It's growing from the next week, and that's where we're just trying to keep it positive and move forward, and where do we learn and grow from it.
I mean, you guys put so much emphasis, and you have the logo and the gear and all that, and then to come out the first 3 games and probably be under expectations on special teams. I guess how disappointing is that with all the time and effort you've put into it to not see the results yet? Has it been tough to take?
Not really, not personally, and that's where you see guys starting to decline. So it's all. This is where the environment in this building is so special this year. It's just so different and positive, and guys are hungry. Guys want to be playing teams. Guys want to be, doing the extra stuff. So, the vibe is still great. It's going to be great. The guys in this room and the coaches are doing an amazing job at keeping it all positive. So I got no worries at all.
Yeah, obviously so much, attention on you and hype and whatever else, in the off season coming into the season. I mean, was that any kind of distraction, or you look at the 3 games and your performance? How do you kind of is that 2 separate things, or fans, whoever, look at it and say maybe it's been a little bit of a distraction, some of the outside noise and stuff? I mean, how do you look at your goals and your hopes based on what you've done through 3 games?
No, I don't care about the outside noise, to be quite honest. I don't look at it. It doesn't bother me that, I'm one of those guys that anyone can say anything on social media. It doesn't affect me. It's, last year with everything that did happen, it was always playing with a chip on the shoulder, and now, to keep it at my own standards, I'm having a chip on my shoulder just for myself now, and to beat my own standards and go out there and prove myself wrong now. And then just having that chip on the shoulder helps me.
I was gonna say, how as a guy that's a perfectionist and stuff, how fueled are you from the first 3 games and maybe not having the 3 games you would have wanted so far to kind of correct the numbers here moving forward?
It's now just I'm going out and kicking angry. I'm doing this for myself now, so it's it's very tough. I took that very tough. I'd come off and made a really cool play on the left foot, but I got a lot of praise from that. But in my mind, I came off and I was very angry at myself. I couldn't enjoy that until Monday morning watching the film. So I took that very hard, and it was obviously very hard. First 3 games, it's not the results I wanted, but again, it's just how do I learn and grow from it and go forward.
As a team, this game on Saturday, I mean, you guys have. I know you're going to say every game's the next game's the biggest one, but in terms of wanting to get to the playoff and some of the goals you guys have for this year, I mean, seems like a pretty big, roadblock, I guess, in your way. I mean, are you guys looking at this as a pretty big game on Saturday for your season?
Definitely, yeah. It's obviously a big home game too. That's going to be awesome. We're going to need Bronco Nation to come out there and help us too. So definitely a big game, but we're trying to keep a level head and look at everyone and respect every opponent the same. So it's going to be a fun, exciting game, and obviously, this is where I say where the whole building is just different and special this year. It's, last year there was maybe a little bit too much focus on different teams and not respecting other opponents. So, we're just trying to keep that level head and respect everyone.
What do you think of the music, the Down Under song they play when you come out there for the punts?
I love it. It gives me extra juice to go out there and.
Did you do anything on that, or was that just random? You just heard it, or did you know they were going to do that, or did you ask
I
for
didn't.
it?
It started just halfway through last year, and
Okay.
I heard it for the first time running out, and I was like, "Geez, that's awesome." That's pretty cool. So.
What was that feeling like? I know I'm going back and forth, but just to finally get back on the blue and hear that crowd, and what do you expect on Saturday in terms of just the atmosphere?
It was something different on the weekend. That was loud. That was that was awesome. It's I was actually talking to the teammates and running out there. It's just so special. It's awesome to be back home, and there's nothing like it. We played in Oregon. We played other big games last year, and just nothing compares to how loud and how awesome the fans are here, and how much juice it gives the guys too. And it's just something special.